What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Before I start this particular video, I want you to know something about me so that we don't get things misconstrued. I am an advocate for equal rights. I believe that Black women should get all of what their efforts would allow them to get, just as men. And I believe that if a woman is talented to do what a man is willing to do, she should get the equal rights to do that in our country, okay? I believe that wholeheartedly. I've went to school with talented women. I've been out competed by Black women in medical school and in undergrad. So I understand how hard that some of our sisters work to get to where they're at. And Muriel Bowser is no different. Okay. Now Muriel Bowser is the current mayor of DC. She's held this position since 2015. She is running for a third term. All right. And unfortunately, for her opponent in the Democratic primary, she won. And there's a video of her turning up at a club right after winning the Democratic primary. Now, we already know that DC is an extremely liberal place, so her winning the Democratic primary is all but guaranteed that she will win another term in the nation's capital. But while Muriel Bowser is partying up, crime rates in DC are climbing. Homicides have risen for 4 years straight, and other Black cities, Baltimore, Milwaukee, Atlanta, even Los Angeles, have all seen homicide numbers outpace their mark in comparison to last year. Now, what do all of these 5 cities have in common? They are extremely Democratic, and in many cases, for the exception of Los Angeles, predominantly Black cities. And this video is not necessarily about Muriel Bowser because, to be honest, she is not what the problem is. This problem goes back to the days of people in Philadelphia who were Black mayors, Kwame Kilpatrick in Detroit, okay? Preceding him in Detroit, other people. You see, the issue that we have, especially in a city like DC, which has all the resources in the world in comparisons to other Black cities. Look at the government jobs available in DC. In DC, you can retire almost a millionaire by just working in the nation's capital because there are jobs there because of the federal government that you can get nowhere else. There are more opportunities in DC, I would actually believe, than in Atlanta because of the federal government. Then you have Catholic University. Then there's American University. Then there's Georgetown. There's University of District Columbia. There's Howard University. And then you have, the other colleges in the surrounding areas. So there is no reason, in my opinion, why there's a problem. But then we come back to the bush. We come back to the core of the argument. We celebrate those who make no changes because Black liberal politicians are maintaining the status quo, despite living in a city that has produced, if not most, or the highest percentage of Black elites by any area in the country by far. Washington, D.C. has done it. Your 3rd and 4th generational doctors and lawyers come out of D.C. D.C. is the home of the Black elites. That city has given African Americans more of an opportunity than any city in the world. Yet what you see in DC is atrocious. And your mayor that's going to be reelected can't stop the crime. Your mayor in Milwaukee can't stop the crime. Memphis can't stop the crime. Detroit can't stop the crime. But then here we go with Black Lives Matter. Here we go with Killer Mike telling us, YSL and Young Thug and Gunner, these lyrics shouldn't be used against them because you know why? Because, they grew up in an impoverished neighborhood. And your mayors won't hold you accountable to your dysfunction. And then you wonder why our communities are a joke, because that's how it's designed. You see, guys, people who want to give it real to Black America, the Bill Cosbys of the world, shout out to Brother David Carroll who passed, people like myself, the Black community doesn't like us so much, because although we understand that racism is a problem, we understand that all these situations are a problem. It don't excuse the behavior from some of our people. It's not fair to the good Black people of Washington, D.C. that despite your cameras and despite all of which you have and the resources that you have in that city, the federal government provides income for that city. You have over 20 or 25% of that city with African Americans. And then look at the outcome. I could probably understand Little Rock a little bit better. Detroit, a little bit better. DC, out of all the cities, where our White House is at. And then Philadelphia. Oh my God. Brother George Macon shared a video to me. I can't play it here. 2 young men are ambushed and killed broad daylight in Philadelphia. And we know Philadelphia has a very large Black population. A lot of black affluence coming from there, both from the Islamic community as well as the Christian community in the Black church. But look at the problem that Philadelphia's had. What is the one thing that you must understand to get elected in Black America? You must exclude Black dysfunctionality, and you gotta blame white people for your problems. You can never blame the people for the problems. And who is attacked? Innocent Black women, innocent Black men, hardworking Black women that get up every day, harassed in the streets by idiots. Innocent Black men shot on accident, not by cops, but by hoodlums. Young Black kids can't even go outside and play. While the mayors of these cities, albeit she's worked hard, I won't take it away from her, she's partying it up. And while she's partying, people are getting killed. And she'll go on to live in her nice house, her nice mansion, wherever, in a nice neighborhood where no killings are going on, of course, only to be reelected again. Only. How much corruption does Black America need? I mean, are we a third world country? I mean, I can see this in third world countries. Coleman Young, anybody? From Detroit, remember him? My goodness. Detroit did terrible under Coleman Young for 20 years. But let's blame the white man and let's reelect him. The only reason why he isn't a mayor today is because he got sick and died. Coleman Young, I believe, would still be the mayor of Detroit today at 100 years old. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains an all-time high. I'm out.